Welcome to the Mouthpiece. It's over. It's history. We got a new World Series of Poker champion. His name is Jerry Yang. We're going to talk about Jerry Yang's play. We're going to talk about Philip Helm's complete blow-up, where it ranks in poker World Series of Poker history. We're going to talk about Lee Watkinson. What were you thinking? We're going to talk about my run for the cup. And we're going to talk about my hand of the week on the mouth. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. We have crowned the 2007 World Champion of Poker. Can you say World Champion of Poker because they won a poker tournament? Congratulations to Jerry Yang. I don't know him. I don't even know how he plays. I don't even know if he played good at the final table. I heard that he played very reckless early, called a lot of big bets with marginal hands, got a hold of the chips, and played very well after that. That's what I have been told. I can't give you any other information except that. I've also been told that he is a great human being, a great man, and it couldn't have happened to a better person. I am glad to have heard that, and I can't wait to meet this gentleman and to meet him in person and hear what kind of person he is. Coming on that note, I really would like to say congratulations one more time. You beat 6,300 players. God bless you. On a second note, let's talk about the chip leader, Philip Helm, who blew up at the final table. He was heard saying that Europeans are better poker players than Americans. Well, I don't know, man. 25 million out of 100 million with 9 players left, and you finished 9th? You finished 9th? You blow 20 million in chips with 8-5 against a guy who obviously won't fold a hand. Congratulations, Philip Helm. You take the Donkey Man of the Week award. You played like shit. Admit it and figure it out. Where does it rank on World Series of Poker blow-ups? It's got to be in one of the top 3 blow-ups in the history of the main event. I know one thing. When I saw John Shipley blow up in 2002, I never thought I'd witness anything like it before. But to see a man blow 25 million in chips within 15 hands dealt at the World Series of Poker, you take the Donkey Man of the Year award. Going on to our next person, going back to the World Series of Poker main event, I'm going to take on my friend Lee Watkinson. Lee, my fellow full tilt man Watkinson. Lots of experience, over $1 million cashed in his lifetime. What are you thinking with A7? Didn't the guy already prove he's not folding anything? What? You don't want to be run over? Well, let's see. A seasoned pro knows that you smooth call in position to stop from getting run over. You put your tournament on the line with A7 offsuit. Pick 6-3 offsuit. You know if they call with an ace, you're dead. You completely grenaded. You pick up the second Donkey Man of the Week award. I'm disappointed in you. Full Tilt's disappointed in you. I still love you, but you gotta just say to yourself, fuck, I fucked up. Well, for all you out there, if you haven't heard by now, I made a big run at the Bellagio Cup, finishing second place to Kevin Saul. I want to congratulate Kevin. He went wire to wire in this tournament. He really, if I'm not mistaken, becomes probably the first person since Stewie Younger in '97 to go in a $10,000 tournament wire to wire. I haven't seen it, and I'm not even sure if Stewie led after that day one. I know he left the last 3 days he led. So congratulations on somebody to go wire to wire. It probably will never be done again. It was something that people won't see much of. As you all know, I got second to Kevin. I really believe I played the 4 best days of poker I played since the '05 World Series. I went into the tournament, like I told you all last week, that good things were going to happen. Last week I told you on Thursday after day one it was the best day of poker I felt I had ever played, and that hopefully good things were going to come out of it, that I had a good feeling, and good things did come out of it. I carried that day 1 into day 2, into day 3, and really felt that I played great poker day 2, 3, and 4. You know, the final table, it started off great. I built my chip stacks to 3.6 million. I took the chip lead, and as Kevin was unfolding before our very eyes on full-blown tilt, I truly believed there was nobody going to beat me. As it turns out, my good friend Shane Shagler, a.k.a. Idiot, also known as moron, also known as complete meltdown psychotic fool, decided to give Kevin and double him up with ace-10 on a no-pair, no-draw flop. And then he decided to double him up again with ace-6 against ace-jack. And the bottom line was this. He kept coming after Kevin. For what reason, I don't know. I guess I heard they have a history online together. But his patience wasn't there. It was reckless. It was abandonment. It was horrible. And this kid who had no shot, and I mean no shot of winning this tournament, found a way to get the chips back and gain his composure and go on to win. Now, the reason why he won was he did play well after he got his chips back. I will congratulate Kevin for playing well after he got back his $3.5–4 million in chips. But the bottom line was this: he was gone, he was disintegrated, he was history, he had no chance until Shane Shegler gave him that hope. Now, also on a note, I want to talk about the fact that I really was card dead. I mean, I just never had a hand after I got the $3.6 million. We were playing deep stack poker, 20, 40,000 blinds. I really felt I could have played forever. I played the way deep stack poker is supposed to be played, nice and patiently, and waiting and picking my spots. And I had these kids, aggressive and maniacs, playing deep stack, so I had them right where I wanted them. And it wasn't meant to be. I finally worked my way up to second place. I got a big break when Danny Wong moved in all in on me. I knew he was weak. He always took his time on every decision. He quickly moved all in on me. It was either a weak ace or I had him dominated. I made the call with King Jack. It ends up being a weak ace where I was about 50-50. I won that flip and got myself $2.5 million head up against Kevin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my hand of the week brought to you by Pro Player. Everybody out there, drink Pro Player. Pro Player is brought to you by the Hand of the Week. Okay, Hand of the Week comes to you courtesy of the Bellagio Cup, my head-up match, and my last hand played along and on my way to my second place finish. You tell me what you think of it. Did I play it right? What would you all have done? You could call me next week and let me know. That's 1-877-675-1306, in case you idiots forgot my number. Kevin raised on the button. I knew he was strong. He raised in a different manner than he'd raised any other time before. I looked back and I had 7-8 of clubs. I said, you know what? If I could flop 2 pair or something big here, I could bust him. I was positive he had a big hand. So it was 140,000 more to me. I elected to make the call. I had $2.5 million in chips. I had 7-8 of clubs. I looked up. The flop came 5, 6 of clubs, 10 of hearts. I almost jumped out of my chair. I checked to Kevin, and Kevin goes, oh, I wish blah, blah, blah was here. I forgot his name now. That was his best friend. He kept saying, wanting to wait to end it, he kept saying, until his friend got there. So he basically told me my hand is huge. I said, well, you ain't going to make it to your free. You'll have plenty of time to make it till your friend gets here. And I said, I'm all in, and he insta-called as I flopped the open-end straight flush draw. He didn't like when my hand got turned over because he knew he was behind, even though he had the best hand. And he started holding his head. He thought he had me dominated, and all of a sudden I watched him. He was pretty panicked, and I was pretty happy. I was really shocked. I expected it to come. I've been saying all along I was going to win the tournament, and it came lo and behold, the 3 of diamonds on the turn and the king on the river. But even when the 3 came on the turn, I still thought I was going to win. It just didn't work out for me, and I want you guys to let me know. Do you think I did the right job shoving? Do you think I did the right job calling pre-flop, looking to catch a big flop against him when I am more of a seasoned professional and maybe could outplay him a little bit on the flop? He was very, very aggressive, raising every single hand, and I didn't know if it was going to be easy for me to chop back at that point, and I thought that if I can get to $5 million and dead even in chips with him, it would give me a better opportunity. So I'm still pretty happy with my decision, but I want to hear other people's advice on the situation. Let me know. 1-877-675-1306. I expect phone calls on the Mouthpiece next week. All right, everybody, it's time for my favorite part of the show, the phone calls. I hope we have more than last week and more than the week before. I'm sick of little amounts of phone calls. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Mike, how you doing? This is Robert. I'm calling from Edgewater, Maryland.
Hey, Robert. How you doing, buddy?
Not bad, sir. First off, congratulations on your performance at the Bellagio. Sorry you couldn't go one step further, but Yeah, not bad after the World Series, right?
Yeah, it was. I had no plans really even of playing the tournament. It was. I was so mad at how bad I played the main event that I punished myself by going down to Bellagio, and I really wanted to play well, and I played probably 4 days of the best poker I have in a couple of years, and unfortunately it didn't come out on top. But
I guess you punished yourself by shoving about $400,000 or $500,000 in your lap.
Yeah. I wish I could play good like that all the time. I wish I could be upset and get myself motivated like that all the time. But this was good for me, and it puts an end to what I thought was a really well played World Series for me. I just kept coming up on the short end of the stick, and now I finally got a little bit of a reward. But I'm pretty happy with it now as I look back.
Sounds good. I got a question for you. Speaking of the World Poker Tour, what is the latest? Last I heard, there was this lawsuit by Greg Raymer and Andy Block and Howard Leder, among others, against the World Poker Tour, some sort of antitrust claim, and that they filed a motion for summary judgment.
Yep.
My question is, what's the latest on that? Has a ruling been made on that motion, and what are your thoughts on the matter in general?
The latest I heard was that they were trying to reach some settlement, and that they didn't want it to go to court. I don't know much about it. The only beef I really had with the World Poker Tour was the structures, which they fixed, and the structures were so great at the last final table that I think the World Poker Tour is going to have a big season for top-notch professionals, and I really haven't heard anything really about it. My take on the situation was, even if I thought they might have been right, I didn't feel it was a time to take it to that level, so I didn't get involved. So I really don't have an opinion on the matter.
Sounds good. Well, anyway, again, congrats on the Bellagio. Hope you finish. Hope you have a good second half of the year.
If it's as good as the first half, I'll be happy. So far, it's been a pretty good 07.
That's good. All right, take care.
Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. It's Mike.
Mike.
Yep.
This is Kevin from your MySpace page. How you doing?
Hey, Kevin. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Laid up, but you know how it goes.
Yeah. What's been up?
All right. I do have a legitimate couple of questions for you, though.
You get one.
Okay. One will do. Well, do you ever play the satellite tournaments to get into a big tournament, and what kind of strategies do you employ?
I used to play satellites a lot before I had sponsors that put me in, but satellites I used to do really well at. Actually, I used to probably win 50% of them, maybe even 40%. At least 50% of them. So it was always positive EV for me. The satellites are good if you're a good all-around poker player.
Okay. I just wondered. I mean, did you do anything special in them? Play really aggressively, hyper aggressive.
Best way to play satellites is real tight till like three. They started 10-handed till like 4 people went out. You get to 6-handed. You get aggressive in the middle, and it depends on how many chips you got, and then kind of chop them away head up. So nobody understands, like in a 10-handed satellite, you always play really, really tight till like 4 people are out, and then you make your move. So that's how I always played, and I always did well.
Because I'll hopefully hit a couple of those when Caesars makes it back to Indiana in October. So.
Well, let's hope so. Well, I appreciate the call, man. Call anytime.
All right, appreciate it, Mike.
You got it, bud. Ho, 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 and a bottle of rum. Welcome to the Mouthpiece.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
What it be, bro?
Dude, I want to congratulate you on your second place at the Bellagio Cup there.
Second place sucks.
Yeah, I know. It's too bad you couldn't hit any of all those outs, you know what I mean?
Man, if you only know how card dead I was. When you guys see the TV, you'll be like, how did this guy get to second place? I mean, I made one little $400,000 mistake, but man, I play so fucking good and never could make a hand. And I just sat there and grinded. And, I play short stack poker the way it's supposed to be played. And when you're playing deep stack at the new WPT structure, the goal is to move up to second, third, and then try and maneuver from there. And I did exactly what I was supposed to do, and I basically backed into second place. But I had enough chips to give myself a shot. I mean, I just couldn't hit when I got my money in the favor.
Yeah, I hear you. So, what are your plans now after this?
The plans now are basically since that ended a couple days ago, I've actually farted around, my internet, and I've been doing all right. And I'm going to take. I'm planning on going possibly either Hawaii or Mexico towards the end of next week, and go away for about 10 days. Leave my computer at home and just take a little vacation. And then after that, we'll see what's going on.
All right, just wanted to congratulate you.
Hey, I appreciate the phone call, man. Call anytime.
No problem.
All right, later.
Later.
Hello, welcome to the Mouthpiece.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
This is Josh from Florida. I have a question about going into heads-up play with the chip lead.
Okay.
Because of the last 7 years at the main event, the guy who's gone into heads-up play has won.
Okay.
And with the chip lead, and then this proved at the Bellagio Cup last week with you and Kevin.
Okay.
How do you feel if it's important or?
Well, I'm not so sure about that. I mean, like Joe Hatcham won the World Series. He never had the chip lead. He was like the short stack the whole way.
We got the chip lead three-handed, and he went into heads-up play with the chip lead.
Oh, I see. Getting him to heads-up play with the chip lead. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, I was just wondering how important that is.
Well, yeah, that's real important. You got to remember. Let's say you got 2-1 chip lead on somebody head up. They're going to have to win two hands to beat you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When me and Kevin played head up, I was really confident, even though he had 4-1 chip lead, because I thought I'd be able to grind back to even with him and give myself a chance to win. He played really fast and aggressive and reckless, and which I kind of wanted, but all of a sudden the blinds went to 40-80, and it was 140 every two hands, and I had like 2,300, and he's raised, and and I probably could have waited a little bit longer. I probably didn't have to play a double up pot with him, but I was looking to flop something big, which I did, and it just didn't work out.
How did you feel about those blinds at the final table, the revised?
Oh, it was great. It was there was so much play. I could have probably played head up with him for a long time if I just would have stayed a little bit more patient. But I wanted to really get to find a way to double up. And I know if I got to $5 million and he had $5 million, it was he just wasn't going to win. I mean, he wasn't going to be able to raise every hand head up, dead even in chips, because he'd be too. He knows I know what I'm doing. So, I gave myself a shot to win a hand. I got my money in 56.5% favored, and just didn't work out.
I hope they keep the blinds that way at the final table.
Oh no, it'll be like that forever now. I mean, they changed it for that. It was this tournament had so much play. It was all deep stack tournament, and the thing is what everybody's going to find out. Even though Kevin, who was a lunatic, won, he didn't know how to he didn't know how to play deep stack tournament, and that's why he blew the chip lead, and that's why he would have been out sixth if it wasn't for Shane blowing up and giving him the chips. These kids don't know how to play deep stack tournaments. They're so used to playing them online bullshit tournaments, and with the deep stack,
goes.
What's that?
Well, there's so many sit and goes.
Yeah, and I'm the only one at the final table that knew how to play deep stack tournament, and I'm the only one at the final table that didn't blow up. I mean, everybody else blew up, and usually when that happens, the one that doesn't blow up walks out victorious. And the only time it just wasn't, I just got myself in too far of a hole chip-wise because of everybody giving Kevin the money. I mean, it was just gifted, the chips to Kevin, so he never had to earn any of them. He gave them all away and then got them gifted back. So, I thought Kevin played really well once he got the chips back. After he blew up and got the chips back, I thought he made a great adjustment, and I thought he played well.
All right, what's up?
All right, buddy. Take care, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, you too.
You got it. Hello.
Awesome. Hey, this is Bill from Long Island, New York.
Bill from Long Island, New York. Welcome to the Mouthpiece, buddy.
Hey, Mike. Awesome. Congratulations on the second place. I saw that on the internet.
Second place sucks, but thank you.
I saw the hand you went out with. I might have pushed on that too, I think.
Yeah, there ain't nobody would not go broke there. It just, what can you do? It was a good finish to the World Series. I felt like I played the main event, like I said, pretty bad, and I redeemed myself a little bit for that. And it sucks I didn't win, but what can you do? I played good.
Yeah, you played. It looks like you played good. Mike, I got a question. I watched 3 World Series shows on ESPN now.
That's 3 more than I've watched.
I haven't recognized anybody.
That's, like I said, 3 more than I've watched. Well,
Yeah.
it's hard to recognize anybody, but they had really bad blind structures.
Yeah.
And when you got deep, it didn't matter who was in. I mean, it just became who caught lucky late. So you're going to see a lot of everybody's going to be different. The main event had it was a really good structure, but there was so many people. You know how that works out.
Yeah. So what is poker changing? Is the strategy changing now that so many new people are coming in, or is it?
Not for me.
Yeah.
All of them are still going to play like idiots, and I'm just going to sit there and wait for them to give me their chips. It's there's so many players. Every tournament broke a record. So when you have that many players, you're going to have there's so much variance in poker. It's not like any other sport. I'm going to say it like I've said it 100 times before. Go put 1,000 people in every single golf tournament and see how many times Tiger Woods is in the top 5, or top 10, because there is thousands and thousands of golfers that on any given weekend that could shoot as good as he does. Right. It's just the consistency, and that's the bottom line. That's why there needs to be some kind of tour, where you earn your card and you earn your way to stay on, and you got to earn your way to get onto that, because and if you put take 6,000 people against Tiger Woods every week shooting golf and see if in 12 in forever does he get the money? So.
Yeah, right. Hey, I really enjoy watching you on TV, and I'm really excited I got to talk to you. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Hey, thanks a lot, man, for calling. I appreciate it.
All right, yep.
You got it. Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hi, Mike.
Hello, who's this?
I'm Jason, phoning from the UK, mate.
Hey, Jason. What's up, bud?
Hey, no, mate. I just wanted to ask you a question with regards to the WSOP structure of the main event.
It seems like it was really good.
Do you think it needs changing with the amount of entrants that were in this year, etc., maybe into a shootout style?
No, definitely not a shootout style. What needs to be done at the WSOP is it needs to go from a 7-day tournament with 4 first days, making it a total of 11 days, to a 14-day tournament, maybe even 16-day tournament, and 4 first days, and nobody plays more than 8 hours a day. And instead of having a shootout and a grinded-out 14-hour day, every day marathon, it needs to be where kind of a little bit like the Bellagio is, where you don't play more than 8 hours a day, and it doesn't become so much of an endurance contest. Nobody should have to kill themselves when you're playing for the biggest prize in poker, and there's no reason to do that. And I just think that next year I'd like to see it a 14-day tournament and 8-hour days instead of 14-hour days.
Yeah, look, I mean that sounds good. What did you think of the main event final table this year?
Honest to God, I really didn't watch much of it. I got up when there was like 5 people left, and I was reading the blow-ups that I saw. I mean, the chip leader going in with $25 million in chips, he could have folded his way to probably second place, and he could have maneuvered. I don't understand what goes through a man's mind to blow off $25 million in chips in 15 hands.
Yeah.
And then I was real disappointed with Lee Watkinson's play. He's been around, he's been a professional for a long time. I mean, he's got to know better than to just shove with ace-6 or ace-7 offsuit $10 million in chips when the blinds are relatively small and he can outplay people in position. So I was pretty upset with his play. I really thought the Russian was going to win once he got a hold of some chips and he got up to four-handed. He just didn't win a coin flip, and he pushed against a guy that doesn't fold any pair. And from what I saw, the guy who won really didn't have that much experience. He was more of a pusher, a shover, a caller. From what I heard and from what I've seen, he doesn't seem like that great of a player. But I'll also say that he seems like a very good human being and a very good person, and that is good for poker.
Yep, I agree. Yep.
So,
one final question, if I may.
What's that?
One final question, if I may.
Sure.
Yep. Do you think that the current status of online poker is detrimental to the professional game?
No. I think that it's going to get online poker is going to be fine. I think here within the next 6 months to a year, it's going to get legalized, and everything's going to get changed, and poker's going to. I mean, look at the poker; they broke every record ever in the World Series this year. I didn't think that they were going to do that. I was really shocked. Poker's growing; it's bigger than ever, and it ain't slowing down.
Yep, I think we all agree with that. It's definitely on the way up.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for your time, mate. And
call me anytime, man. Take care.
Yeah, you take care, man.
You got it, buddy.
Cheers. Bye.
Hey. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. Who's this?
What's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, dude? What are you doing?
I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, who's this?
My name is Boris, calling from Jersey.
Boris from Jersey.
I have a question for you. I was watching Philip Helm the other day on during the pay-per-view event.
God, you really want to claim that you watched that guy? I didn't watch him, but I can only imagine losing 15 million in chips or 25 million in chips in 15 hands.
Yeah, I thought he was an idiot, but he said something really stupid during his interview. They asked him if he thinks that European players are better than Americans, and he was like, "Yeah, of course we're better."
Yeah, of course they're better than Americans. American players dumped through 25 million in chips in 15 hands, playing for the biggest prize in poker. Yeah, of course they're better.
So, I mean, he's so stupid. He's talking about how aggressive they are. Meanwhile, he just lost all.
Well, let me
chips.
explain something to you. Aggressive. Line me up with 8 of them fucking aggressive morons, and let's see who gets the money. None of them know how to play poker. They're just raise, shove, raise, and all you have to do is limp trap or call a raise behind a raiser or limp behind a limper and trap them. They know nothing about poker. They're going to see now that all these tournaments are deep stack and it's the World Poker Tours are all deep stack final tables. We're going to see how good the Europeans are.
Yeah. Obviously, we have a lot of donkeys here because 1 out of 2 American males plays poker. It's so obvious we're going to have a lot of bad players. But per capita, you can't even come close.
American player. Well, first of all, there ain't many people that even know how to play. But the ones that do know how to play, the ones I respect the most are all Americans, and I'll stake the top 5 American no limit hold'em players against any 5 that they want to pick or any 10 they want to pick. And we'll see who comes out.
He's an idiot. How is he going to talk about that while he just lost all his chips and went out 9th?
Yeah. How could he say something like that? The guy could have gone to bed and not shown up and finished second. You know, 25 million in chips or $6 million in second place.
He's trying to bluff a guy who's calling people with anything.
Yeah, anybody tries to bluff a guy that doesn't fold anything.
Yeah, what is Lee Watkinson thinking? What is wrong with that guy? How is he going to try to move all? He's going to call him with even King Queen, and does he want that call?
I never folded anything. You know, I didn't really watch much because I wasn't going to get the pay-per-view to give Harris any more money that we don't get any piece of. So I have this thing of letting Harris just rob us anymore. So I didn't buy the pay-per-view, but I went down there and saw a couple.
Did you hear about that?
What's that?
Did you hear about the Lee Watkinson play?
Oh, if I see him, I'm just going to look at him and say, "You're a f***ing idiot."
What do you? How do you push all in there? Even if he calls you with King Queen or something, which he's not going to fold to you, do you really want a coin flip right there?
Why is he doing something like this against a guy that doesn't fold a hand?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing against? First of all, you're a good player. You can outplay people in position.
Why are you gambling there with Ace-7? What is wrong with you?
You have to understand too. There is a lot of pressure at the TV final table for people that haven't been there, so that makes a little bit of a difference. So I do give people a little leeway.
Like the worst play I've ever seen, I think, out of a solid player like that.
Yeah, well, you know, Lee is the type of person. He's a solid player, but he's also the type of person that likes to make plays like that. And
but it's not in that spot against this idiot. How do you make that play?
Well, you know, it's easy. I don't want to knock Lee because I've blown up so many times in my life, and people say, "God, how does Mike do something like that?" Like when they see the TV.
Yeah, but you're not going to make that play against that guy with Ace-7. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm definitely not. I'm going to fly call, and then he's going to bet the flop, and I'm going to call him, and then I'm going to take the pot from him.
Well, and he's talking about I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I let this guy push me around. What kind of bullshit
around. Well, that's the big. I don't want to go in and tell people how to teach people how to play, but that's the big misconception of poker.
Yeah,
if a guy's pushing you, nobody understands. If a guy's pushing you around, you don't come over the top of them in this day and age of poker. You just flat call them in position, and they bet the flop. You call behind them, and let's see them fire another bullet. You could take the pot from them without ever having to risk any chips and get pushed around. It's a big misconception of poker, and they'll figure it out one day.
You're not there to teach them, right?
I'm not there to teach them, man. I brought my A game for 4 straight days and got second and should have got first. So
yeah,
I know when I bring the A game how much better I played than everybody else, and I'm not about ready to start teaching them.
All right, Mike.
Thanks for the call, man.
Give you a shout out.
Yep. Later.
All right, bro.
You are our last caller of the day.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. That's what I want to hear. Who's this?
Adam from New York. How are you?
Adam, you are here. Adam from New York.
I'm glad I made it, and I was had a good question for you. I appreciated your love fest with Phil Hellmuth a couple of shows ago, or a few shows ago.
Phil's a great guy. He's a fucking idiot, but he's a great guy. He's actually truly one of. He's become one of my very best friends, and we've learned to really help each other as far as poker, and it seems like we've gotten a lot closer since I've helped him out a lot, and he's helped me out a lot. Before he was struggling in the World Series, and last year, during the beginning of the World Series, he asked him why ain't he cashing anymore, why is he struggling, and I gave him a couple pointers of what he needs to do to fix his game, and he won best all-around at the World Series, and then he come back with a big World Series this year, and so he respects me a lot, and I respect him a lot, and we've gone from enemies. We've always been friends, but enemies at the poker table. We'll always be enemies at the poker table to two people that have learned to help each other. So that's really what's happened there.
Here's my question. I mean, there's no doubt he's a great tournament player, and there's no doubt, one of the best, one of the greatest, all that fun stuff. But and there's no doubt that he has a little bit of an ego. But why is it that he is? Why is it that he is such a fish when it comes to playing, regular poker? And honestly, they were laughing at. I mean, they were literally laughing at him on the High Stakes Poker Show.
Well, that one show he didn't play so good. But when you see High Stakes 4 come out, don't tell me how. Let's see who laughs at him now. He won a lot of money. He was probably the best. He played good. I'll tell you something about Phil. I sat with him in the 2-4,000 game. High game about 2 months ago. It was right after we got done filming High Stakes 4, and we both won a lot of money. We went into 2-4,000 mixed game, and he played perfect. And I'd never seen Phil play perfect. So I think that Phil has got a big misconception about how bad he plays. I think that he plays. I think that if he really wants to play, he can. And I never thought much of his cash games either, and I used to make fun of him. But after watching him play, he played really well, and I think he's sick of everybody knocking him how bad he plays cash games, and now I think he's trying a lot harder, and I think, now that his ego's getting bruised a little bit, he's playing a lot better.
But there's such a difference in watching a player, and of course I've never have played with these guys, and they would crush me, of course. But watching on TV in high stakes poker, for instance,
right.
Watching the difference between a Barry Greenstein and a Phil Hellmuth in just professionalism and all that fun stuff, and it just looks like he has no chance with these guys.
Well, you play no limit hold'em, and I'll put Phil up against anybody. As long as he wants to win, if it's on and he's out and he's not like in the middle of signing some big Phil Hellmuth deal or something, and he just wants to win. He plays pretty darn good.
But doesn't everybody want to win? I mean, I know you want to win.
Not really. I don't want to win half the time. I don't give a shit. I need to be broke and down and out to have to play good to win. So, a lot of people, when they got a lot of money, they don't give a shit if they win or lose. So, it's kind of tough to be motivated, and just like this last tournament, I got second, and I was pissed how bad I played the main event, so I motivated myself to play good, and I did good.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for the call.
I appreciate you taking the call and love the show. So
call me anytime, man.
Take care.
Later. That's about it, ladies and gentlemen. You've been here with me, Mike The Mouth Matusow, for another episode of The Mouthpiece. The World Series is history. Thank you. Thank God it's over. The Bellagio Cup, it's history. I'm history. We're history. See y'all later.